Okay, welcome back to Red Panda of Destiny, where we are just finishing up Sabaton's The Great War. Got our recap ready to go. Averaged out all the positives and negatives for the songs, and we got 13.27. So we're rounding down to 13. And then we had 8 positives for the whole album, including one I had yet to add, which was a positive for their website, which has all the lyrics and also has a little tidbit historical thing about all their songs. They've done that for all their albums, but obviously we give it a positive for this one. I thought we'd go over some highlights. Just remind myself that we are at a total of 21.27 right now. Then we'll add some more at the end of the video. So just positives, more highlight positives, I suppose. Of course, we had the interesting drums in The Future of Warfare. Big fan of those. We had Floor Jansen from Nightwish show up. That was pretty cool. We have all the Sabaton history episodes. Big fan of the whole idea behind doing a video for every song you've done, just sort of explaining what it means. It'd be more interesting about with bands that actually like mean something instead of a band like Sabaton, which is telling a story, like an established story. It'd be interesting if they sort of explained what the song was supposed to be about. But sometimes that's kind of up to the listener's interpretation, so there's arguments against it. Of course, we had all the great music videos. 7 Pillars of Wisdom springs to mind, and of course, some of the other ones, such as 82nd All the Way, which, though it doesn't have a Sabaton music video, has the Amaranth music video, which is pretty interesting. There are 3 vocalist version of the song. And we, of course, have stuff like Attack of the Dead Men, with its Outlander-inspired soundtrack version. I don't want to say inspired, but similar. The Red Baron with the organs everywhere, and of course the cool stuff that happened in the live video. It's too bad. It's time for the Red Baron. That's a good one. We got the sing-along stuff from songs like Great War. The music video for Fields of Verdun, which is probably the best of this album's music videos. I want to compare it to Bismarck, but Bismarck is not on this album, so that doesn't count for this. Of course, the Apocalyptica version of Fields of Verdun. Oh, and of course, we can't forget the Radio Tapok version of Attack of the Dead Men, translated into Russian, and released before the album even came out. So I was a little hesitant to give positives for that, but I think all of the covers, are associated with either Nuclear Blast or with Sabaton, and they all have a reason to be there. Apocalyptica and Amaranth were the support act for the Great Tour in Europe. Hammerfall was the support in the U.S., which is kind of weird. Like, you've replaced a European power metal band with a European power metal band. I don't get it. Maybe it's just a scale thing. Hammerfall is at the support Sabaton level in the U.S. It's kind of funny that Sabaton has overtaken Hammerfall, which used to be the benchmark. They're like the benchmark power metal band, and they have been for a long time. The successor to Halloween, if you like. But more highlights, of course, we had the end of the war to end all wars with its majestic build, very Stairway to Heaven-ish, and also Pirates of the Caribbean-ish. Weird decision. Then Flanders Field. Sad. Tears. And then I had some other stuff I wanted to add. Because I discovered that they had done some other YouTube series. They did the Great War album stories, which I gave a positive for its graphics and a positive for it existing. That's 2 extra positives. And then there was the Great Tour vlog. Just some random positives there existing. 1. Find my camera. There it is. Tours of the bus was pretty cool. Even had a video of one of them trying to make a toasted sandwich on the bus. There's also like a Mario Kart tournament, so I think just give a sixth positive for something else behind the scenes, I guess. They went through a lot of stuff. I mean, there's like some live footage, there's some pre-gig footage. There's a lot of interesting stuff to watch on that, and it pretty much covered the whole. I think they said it was the second half of the European Great Tour, but that brings our total up to 27. Good luck to anyone else getting 27. Though 2017's album, which is Sabaton's previous album, is probably in for a shot. But I don't know if they did quite as much stuff as they did for this one. I mean, it's insane how much they did for it. Oh, and of course, there were some more live songs, the songs from previous albums, but from this tour. And after a little bit of debate, I kind of decided to include that as some sort of positive. I don't want to give a positive for every song, but I don't know if I should. But since it is the Great Tour, it is the tour from the Great War album, I think it's fair to include. And you know what? Fuck it. We're going to add all. There have been 11 so far, though Sabaton releases videos every Saturday in what is known as the Great Saturday. Not sure how you can call it great if it's every Saturday, but there you go. So you can probably still see some new ones being released. I mean, they just released live footage of Angels Calling. So I think they're still working their way through the Great Tour set list. Presumably they're going to do all of them, but I don't want to say if they will or not. But that brings our total up to a whopping 39. Good luck beating that, everyone else. I hope you've enjoyed this series. Next week, we'll be moving on to World War II, actually, just in a random twist of fate. We'll be covering Dad's Army, the best show of 1971, best show in 1971, not best show to start in 1971. So we'll be covering the Christmas special they did that year, and hopefully covering the Dad's Army movie that came out that year, if I can find a way to watch it. It's tricky. The new Dad's Army movie they made a couple years ago is easy to find, even though nobody likes it. The original, a little harder. So hopefully we'll have that, but we will definitely have that Christmas special up by Thursday. So look forward to that.